Mike Johnson is the worst, and I'm going to demonstrate it in 3 separate ways. The first came when he was asked about Eric Trump's assertion over the weekend that somehow, and certainly Eric Trump is not even trying, let alone capable of describing how, Democrats are responsible for a couple of Republicans trying to eliminate Donald Trump. Take a look.
Mr. Speaker, you just said Democrats are. You said their rhetoric is inciting. We all just saw what both President Trump, former President Trump, and his son Eric said. Eric actually did specifically reference Democrats. He said they tried to kill him, and it's because the Democratic Party, they can't do anything right. Do you support those comments or not?
I don't know what Eric was saying because I only heard just a snippet there. I don't know the context.
You just saw it,
Eric
sir.
Is very level-headed and a very intelligent person. I saw your clip of it, George. I didn't see the full speech. We need to all look at these things in full context.
So you're actually repeating the charge. And I don't know what more context you need. Here's exactly what Eric Trump said. They tried to smear us. They came after us. They impeached him twice. And then, guys, they tried to kill him. They tried to kill him. And it's because the Democratic Party, they can't do anything right. What more context do you need? Do you support that statement or not?
George, I'm not going to parse the language, what people say at rallies. I could give you pages and pages of crazy comments by the leading Democrats in this country.
So it's very clear you're not going to condemn the baseless suggestion the Democrats are behind the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I want to ask you another question.
There's so many. Please, anything.
Well, you have the opportunity to condemn it if you want. You have that opportunity, but we can move on now.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that reminds me that like the distinction between like the MAGA Republican Party and the regular Republican Party washes out to basically nothing in practice, because Mike Johnson is supposed to be one of the more old school, like, yeah, sure, he's a religious zealot or whatever, but like he's not MAGA, except everything MAGA says is perfectly fine because he wants to get back in and do his tax cuts. So if you tell him to respond to the comment, he'll say I didn't hear it. If you play the comment, he'll say we need the full context. What full context? Eric Trump's entire life? What context would make it acceptable to say the Democrats had tried to kill him by sending a Republican to do the job? It makes no sense. But before you comment, I want to give another example of how spineless and weaselly this little gremlin is. Take a look at this.
Can you say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
See, this is the game that is always played by mainstream media with leading Republicans. It's a gotcha game. You want us to litigate things that happened 4 years ago when we're talking about the future. We're not going to talk about what happened in 2020. We're going to talk about 2024 and how we're going to solve the problems for the American people. I think this game that's played all the time, I'm not going to engage in it. We're not talking about that. Joe Biden has been the president for almost 4 years. Everybody needs to get over this and move forward. That's what we need to talk about. What happens on November 5 and the days after that? That's what the demand for us to talk about.
So like Senator Vance, you cannot say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
George, I'm the Speaker of the House. I work with the President of the United States all the time. Joe Biden has been the president for 4 years. There's not a question about this, okay? It's already been done and decided, and this is a gotcha game that's played, and I'm not playing it. I want to talk about the future. Let's talk about policies. Ask me anything you want on any challenging issue.
That was his response when he was asked the question. Yeah, no, he's a little weasel. Look, he implied that Joe Biden had won. Why is it a gotcha then? By the way, it's only a gotcha if I accurately know that I got you because you can't answer it and you prove that you can't answer it. If he says, did Joe Biden win? And you say yes, it's not a gotcha anymore. It's just a question, and a brief one at that. And the issue, of course, is that the excuse is ridiculous. The idea that the media has a problem where they can't get past this. Donald Trump this weekend was again saying that he won the election. Talk to your own candidate. What do you think, Francesca?
No, I mean, it's just this game of who's on first, and they cannot answer the most simple question. And we got to go on. And it's really embarrassing because I do think there's some Republicans who might actually, want to vote for Trump again. If there could be some admission that yes, what happened on January 6th and all of the dispelling and sowing doubt on the last election and all of the cases that went nowhere, that was probably not a good look. That probably wasn't a good thing. And I think you'd find a lot of Republicans being like, Thank you. Let's not do that again. Now can I keep on voting to deport immigrants? Like, you know what I mean? Like there would be a lot of people. And the question going forward is, well, this does bear on this election. Because what if Donald Trump makes the same claims? Would you accept the results if Kamala Harris wins the presidency? Like these are, would you support an alternate slate of electors if Donald Trump loses? These are all very relevant questions, and that's why it's being asked. These are not gotcha 2020 questions. We are going to see, if not worse, a similar level. That is, if Donald Trump loses, a similar level of casting doubt on this election. If he wins, that's fine, everything's great. You know, no, what do you mean irregularities? Dead people voting? Love it. Spooky season, you know, like, so.
I think, I think even if he wins, he's going to say that he got more votes and they stole some of those.
Sure.
But no, if he thinks that Trump is going to successfully steal the election, he will go along with it. If he doesn't, he'll do the right thing. That's it. And the rest is just projection. Saying it's silly. It's not silly to be asked the question. It's silly. You know that it's silly that you can't answer it, and you know why it's silly. You're a silly little man, Mike Johnson. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?